So do you go to your primary care physician? Today, I want to talk about the 7 reasons why doing that is pointless. They can't order labs properly. Now, I'm assuming you read Peace Over Pain already, so you know. If you ask them to order labs that you know about, but they don't know about, they won't do it. They'll look at you like you're threatening their knowledge. So I challenge you. Go to your primary care physician and say, hey doc, I'd like to have my selenium checked. I'd like to have my essential fatty acids checked. I'd like to have my copper checked. How about even zinc? Can they do it? You have to let me know how that goes. The harsh reality is the insurance companies have the medical doctors buy the you-know-what. They're not allowed to run proper labs, specifically for nutrition. Yeah, they'll check your function. They'll check your kidney function, right? They'll check your blood sugar. They'll check your cholesterol. They'll check your immune. These are all revenue streams. But it's the nutrition that creates the function in the first place. If your kidney function, let's say, is low, it's the nutrition that created that kidney function to be low in the first place. So checking your nutritional labs is extremely important, and they just don't do it, and they won't do it, and they will look at you like some quack on YouTube told you to look it up. You only get 15 minutes, if that. Your medical monopoly, primary care physician, is on the clock. You know why? Because they have a factory. There's so many patients coming in daily, and your primary care physician is set up like a gatekeeper. And it's like, oh, bring them in, turn them out, bring them in, turn them out, bring them in, turn them out. Meanwhile, you want these deep and important questions answered. But they're not going to be answered in 15 minutes. That's why when I created my program to help clients, I made sure they have a coach, a health coach, around the clock, 24/7. Because I know that when I was down and out back in the day, having someone there, even if you don't even reach out to them, but just knowing that they're there on your phone makes a world of difference. You don't have that with your primary care physician. You can call up there and say, hey, I want to talk to Dr. Jones. You're not going to talk to Dr. Jones. It would have to be a serious emergency, and it would have to be during office hours. So, yeah, getting only 10 or 15 minutes is a major, major negative. Your primary care physician knows nothing about nutrition. They're not taught in med school. And if they were, it's one class. They don't know about 90 essential nutrients. They don't know how many amino acids make up the 90. They don't know what selenium is. They don't know what essential fatty acids are. They don't know the raw material that makes up your body. They also don't know the musculoskeletal system. This is a problem. People have back pain, neck pain, pinched nerves, sciatica, things like this. What's your primary care physician going to do? They don't know the difference between a lumbar and a cervical. And they definitely don't know mindfulness. If you go in with blood pressure issues, you're not going to be like, okay, how's your meditation going? What's stressing you out? And if they do say that, It's just to go through the motions, and then they'll send you off to a therapist. So there's a lack of knowledge there. It's very unfortunate. It's a very deep, harsh reality. Your primary care physician is a legal drug dealer. They have the insulin for you. They got the blood pressure medication, and even worse, they have the statin drugs and the proton pump inhibitors. Statin drugs and PPIs make you worse. We don't even take clients that are on these drugs. If they want to stay on the drugs, we say keep your money. We don't even work with you. These are major revenue streams, backed up by studies that are sponsored by the pharmaceutical companies that are included in the revenue stream. Anyone that's ever worked in a doctor's office knows that the pharmaceutical companies come in with their credit cards and they buy the entire office lunch or dinner, or they'll send a medical doctor who is prescribing the most statins or PPIs. They send them on a Jamaican vacation to be a public speaker, right? Or they hire them as a consultant. This is called payola. It also happens in the music industry. Your primary care physician is there to sell you, to prescribe to you as much drugs as they can, because they get perks if they prescribe the most. They're going to refer you to a specialist anyway. You come in and you say, "Doc, my stomach's feeling funny." They're going to ask you some questions, right? Because they're on the clock, 10, 15 minutes. Ask you some questions. They're going to check your tongue, check your ears, say, "Ah." And then they're going to say, "All right, I'm going to send you to Dr. Jones down the street." Now you're going to a GI expert. And that's going to lead to what? Drugs or surgery. You have back pain, you're going to a specialist. Where is that going to lead you? Drugs, surgery, injections. This is it. That's all they got. So your primary care physician is acting as a gatekeeper to send you to someone else. Your primary care physician is going to push tests on you. The mammograms, the colonoscopies. You must understand that this technology that you think is so grand was purchased for $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 million. Now, these expensive machines, they need the repetitions. They need you to be tested. Certainly, you wouldn't buy a Rolls Royce and just keep it in the garage, would you? I mean, you gotta roll it out sometime, or you wasted your money. And so the hospitals and the medical monopoly in general are not going to waste their money. So now they need you and the person that comes after you in 15 minutes, and the person that comes after you in 15 minutes, and the person that comes after you in 15 minutes to run through these tests so the machines can make the money back. Then there's the x-rays and the this and the that. And of course, sometimes we do need them depending on the circumstances. But it's just significant to understand that your primary care physician is the gatekeeper. They're the facilitator. If this is basketball, your primary care physician is the point guard. They are passing off to the other players so that there can be scores. They don't have any solutions, regardless. You're always going to end up with drugs, surgery, or injections. You could not feel well, but your blood labs come back okay. Your MRI comes back okay. In the medical doctor's eyes, you're okay. But you're like, doc, I don't feel good. I'm trying to tell you I don't feel good. They got nothing for you. They don't know why you don't feel good, nor do they care. They have someone else to see in 15 minutes. So, I always let my clients know, and followers on social media, you do not need your primary care physician unless you're already on a drug. If you're on insulin or blood pressure meds, you're in. You're in. You have to keep going back to your doctor until you can get healthy enough to get off. But if you're not stuck, you don't need your medical monopoly doctor. If you have something that needs taken care of, a bad cut, a bruise, you fell down, even if you think you have an infection of some sort, you can skip your primary care physician and go right to urgent care. There's an urgent care in every city in America, practically. You can go to your urgent care at any time. Don't got insurance? It'll cost you $150. That's fine with me. You need some antibiotics. You need someone to clean up a cut. Obviously, if it's more severe, you go to the emergency room or the emergency department. So I feel, from my experience, that the emergency department and urgent care are here for you when you need it. But when it comes down to chronic, nagging symptoms, your primary care physician has nothing for you. There's no solution, zero. And this is how they became a $1.6 trillion industry. By taking advantage of you. Because for the last 70 years, there's been doctor shows on TV, and you've been getting doctor notes in elementary school, and everything's been go see the doctor, go see the doctor, go see the doctor, and now you're brainwashed. And I'm just here to deprogram you, because your primary care physician is pointless. I'll talk to you soon.
Be sure to read or listen to the book Peace Over Pain by Dr. Kevin Reese. It's available on Amazon or Audible. Also, if you'd like to ask a question, tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern for Dr. Reese Live.